but it was incredibly hot when they were there on the big one.
That's when you want to cool everywhere. Or ocean.
Yeah, I mean, she actually stayed behind one day because it had been so hot the day before
Yeah.
that she didn't go.
Yeah.
We ready? All right, 6 o'clock, I'll call the September 9th regular select board select board meeting to order at 6 o'clock, and if you could please rise. Go ahead. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And next is approve the prior meeting minutes. We got August 12th. We actually got two of them from August 12th. One when we set the mill rate and the other when we had the select board.
I make motion that we accept the meetings for the August 12th.
Second. Any corrections? Additions?
No.
Discussion? All those in favor? And it passes to roll. Public comments, anybody have any comment, things that are not on the agenda? Going once, going twice. Hearing that. Report of the members, did you have anything that you wanted to throw into it?
No.
Okay, I do have one thing to add. It's kind of a paid political announcement. The two things on Saturday, September 20th, is going on at the transfer station. There's starts at 9 o'clock is an e-waste drop off. So you can drop off your computers and laptops and tablets and copiers and projectors for free. And that'll last until noon. Then at noon. Yes, yep, I did it. And then at noon, there'll be a dedication to the new Kevin Waters swap shop, which is now, it's already operating, but we're gonna cut the ribbon on it on Saturday.
You have a question?
No.
Do you need to have a transfer station permit to be able to take e-waste over there for that bridge?
Yeah, we do.
Can we get one for the town so that we can get rid of some of our stuff? Cause I don't have one myself.
Yeah,
Anna wouldn't be able to get one and I don't think Corey has one. But we have a lot of waste.
yeah, yeah, we'll have to buy it, but
The town will have to buy it?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
We're in charge.
Is that a yes?
yes,
Okay, I was like, are we doing it or?
And they pick a vehicle to put it on, right?
right.
It has to be
Oh,
affixed to a vehicle.
that's the hard part.
Would they allow us to just carry it, knowing that we're the town to be able to?
There was some discussion of being, the last board meeting, this topic came up and it was immediately shot down. But then we discussed it a little longer and I think there was gonna be an allowance to allow the towns to identify which vehicles are considered town vehicles,
Okay.
like John's truck or whoever's gonna be dropping things off routinely.
So if you write up a letter, I could take my car?
Yeah.
Is that something that we could do?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, you wouldn't even need the letter, because they've already said that towns can,
Well, but she's
well,
not.
I
a
get to
resident.
identify me,
Yeah,
they
because
probably
she's-
think I'm nobody, so,
you know,
Well, plus she's not a resident.
Right.
So, Constant, so.
Yeah.
but I also,
yeah,
my trunk's really big, Terry's is kind of small, so.
yeah, I'll do that.
Okay,
Okay, see you Saturday.
sounds great.
Adjustments to the agenda, I do.
I have two.
Okay,
There's a new hire for the fire department, Nicholas Prentice, as an exterior firefighter.
okay,
And then I just had correspondence to Catherine Larb's email.
Okay. All right. So and also, I think, I'm gonna take, the discussion of the Historical Society tree cutting out of order first. And then a discussion, the Library and Community Center Facility Committee. And then, I was gonna do deeds regarding preserve and discuss at special town meetings, but I don't see Sandra. Is she on Zoom?
No.
Okay, well, we'll do Sandra as soon as she gets in. So library and communities, no, I'm sorry. The Historical Society, cutting trees.
Yes. My name is Ann Smith. I'm treasurer of Historical Society. This is Ann Norman, secretary at Historical. We are asking for the town's permission to cut, we have an estimate from Benner. The 2 red pines in front of the building. There's a barberry bush. And also a juniper bush that we'd like to cut down at our expense. And then they would do the grinding of the stumps and chipping.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that.
No,
In fact, I'm all for it.
yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion that we approve the cutting of trees and bushes on the Historical Society.
Second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? And you have a follow-up?
Yes. So we need some money out of the Randall Hopkins trust account.
To cut trees?
One of them is to cut trees, the 2,000. I don't know if you need copies of the receipt or estimates. We had work.
Harriet will.
Oh, she'll want it,
Yeah,
okay.
she'll want.
We had work done in the kitchen for patching the walls. They hadn't been done since the building was built. So we had this done back in January, and that was for $2,400. Then we had the floors cleaned for $275. We're gonna have a storm door removed and reinstalled for $710. So we're asking for $5,500 from the trust.
We know how much is in trust.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I have a gross balance of 13,000, but I think there may be a little more in there.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to authorize the Historical Society to withdraw $5,500 from the Hopkins Trust for miscellaneous projects.
So moved.
Second, any further discussion? How much was the tree cutting?
2,000.
2,000. All those in favor? All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Well, yeah. That's an estimate. So you get to it, bill. That's fine. That's an estimate. We need to, but these 2 have to be. Okay. So. So I've already put check to this morning. Yeah.
And we had some questions about procurement procedures for library committee.
Hi, I'm, excuse me, I'm Candace Smith, I'm the co-chair with Kevin Bumper, and when I initially spoke with John Spear about this, we were asking if there was a particular protocol that we needed to follow in doing this, and the procurement is for us changing architects, not because we didn't like Steve Weatherhead, but his company, Wyndham Scott, they retired. So what he did at the September 3rd meeting this past week, he brought in the updated changes that we had all mentioned, due to the gatherings of the information that we gleaned in March 1st, and also from reducing and refining the lists that we would definitely need cost funds for, and also to raise money in grants. So at any rate, we need this procurement. We didn't know if it was a protocol that we should follow so that we're in sync with whatever's legal and whatever the selectmen choose. So I'm here to ask if there is one. John felt he wasn't sure about that, but let's discuss it here and see what everybody had to say. And secondly, if you choose to have one, just let me know, because one of the things Kevin brought up that we forget, the lay people, we might have another situation. In some case, maybe we hired somebody and they started to do something, and it was definitely not what we wanted them to do, and we decided to get rid of them. That's not what we're hoping for, but he's trying to build the full gamut for this. So one, is there a procurement policy?
For the committees, basically that you have to come to the select board anytime you want to spend money.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so being here is the right thing then.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then he said if you could write a letter, so I did. And if that's okay, great, we have the company that is going to take over, we're very fortunate because they were another company we had considered seriously. So it's not something that was unfamiliar to us. Well, of course, we didn't grill them as hard as we grilled Steve, but we're very satisfied with this company, and what both Kevin and Stephen have done is really sat down with them, brought them up to speed. They've seen all of the plans from the get-go, from the March 1st meeting. And so they are ready now to do what they need to do. And I didn't know that there was something here that was brought, a copywriter, and it makes sense to us, but you don't think of those things when you're a lay person, right? So the architect company, our archetype, has obtained the necessary project files of the copywriter to facilitate a smooth transition. And then we will get to meet them and then go from there.
Tara, is there anything else we need to consider? I think,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Did you get a
and
chance to look at the website? I didn't.
I didn't, but,
With the company of the architect.
yeah,
I can do that and send you something if you like.
Oh, I sent them a link.
Oh.
Kevin gave it.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I haven't looked at
You
it.
can give it to me.
I. But,
There's a little background there.
Okay.
but the other part of it is that if you are hiring people,
Yes,
in this case, it's a little different because you had previously hired somebody who was doing it for less than what the actual cost would be.
right,
And you're just replacing them with somebody who's familiar with it.
yes,
So I have no problem at all with that happening
okay,
personally. But in the future, if you're going to solicit somebody to do something for 2,500, I think is what we have in the policy, then it does need to be competitively bid, and we need to know about it.
okay,
And exceptions can be made to the competitively bidding.
sure. That sounds very fair, thank you. All right. So then, once we, the committee, vote to accept the archetype and what have you, well, make sure to ask the money questions of Kevin tonight in an email. And if there's any discrepancy, which I haven't an inclining one way or the other, we will get back to you.
I'm willing to entertain a motion to authorize the hiring once you guys have done due diligence on it, to your satisfaction. And then if you can give us a cost at the next meeting,
Absolutely.
and we can approve the cost.
What was the name of the architecture firm?
What's the name of the firm?
Archetype, ARCHETYPE.
I make a motion that we authorize the hiring of architects for the library facilities committee, is that?
Yeah, library community.
Yeah.
I second that. Any further discussion, any input from the treasurer? or the clerk?
No.
Okay. All those in favor?
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Can I stay for a little longer?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so and Chief, did you have anything else in the agenda other than the new hire?
so.
Okay, yeah, I don't see anything. So I'll go ahead and put that up next.
All right, perfect. So, Nick's here tonight, I'll let him talk a little bit, he just put his application in, and we voted on him and an officers meeting last night, and it worked out great, because this meeting was tonight.
Hello, I'm Nick Prentice. I'm your new probationary for the time being exterior firefighter. I have a couple of years' experience already with Owl's Head. But now that I'm much more certain in wanting to remain in the fire service and pursue this more extensively, I am now also with you on South Thomaston.
And where do you reside?
I reside on Dublin Road in South Thomaston. I'm right at the town line.
Right at the town line. And you're still running with Owl's Head?
Yes, remain with Owl's Head and I'm on South Thomaston.
We frequently go at the same time. You're able to juggle that. I'm sure we've got others that are in that
Yeah.
situation.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we hire Nick
Yes.
Prentice as an exterior firefighter.
I second that motion. Any further discussion? Welcome.
Yes.
Yes,
Glad to
welcome.
have you.
Thank you.
All those in favor? Okay. All right, hazardous mitigation plan. So we just need to approve the updated version.
Yep.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the new.
Okay, I approve that we, I make a motion that we approve the updated hazard mitigation plan.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? Yeah, and I understand what they're saying about
The names.
the names, yeah,
Mhm.
but that's not an issue with me.
Yeah, once they explain it,
Yeah,
yeah.
all those in favor? Discuss the issuing a quit claim deed to Francis Walsh located at 6 Field Street, map 15 lot 2903. And we have the money in hand,
It's already been paid, it's all set, you guys. just need to
and is
approve
it just for the 1 year?
Yes, just for the foreclosed year.
Okay. And I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we execute the municipal quit claim deed for Francis Walsh at 6 Field Street.
That's good, she's got the rest. I second that. So how many do we have left that we are, hey, does that take care of all of them?
All the
Just,
foreclosures?
just the one over on, Westbrook Street, that parcel over in that we,
That we have,
that's all we have left.
okay.
Part of
Nice.
our duties,
All those in favor?
tax collector duties.
Until January.
Until January. Write-off ambulance payment, we have one write-off, so this is. So I understand it, this is the only one that we've actually gotten where we've offered people that we would write it off if they came in and talked to us. And this is the only one we've had.
I think this is like the second one that I've seen
One, like,
a long time
Long
ago,
time.
but yeah. So,
Okay. Well, for those who use the ambulance service and you end up getting a bill, if you're, you come into the town and talk to them, you may be able to get out of that.
yeah, and we send, every time we send the bill, we also send that piece
Yeah.
of paper with it, and everybody just ignores it.
Geez, I
They do.
Yeah, but if you don't do that step, then, and we send people after you, so.
Yep.
which we don't like to do, I don't like to do.
I think me and Terry like it.
Something to talk.
Right.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to write off. The for a hardship waiver, the ambulance fee for $475 for the individual that did apply.
So moved.
Second that, any further discussion? All those in favor? Award the Boston paint. Are we gonna officially do that tonight, or are we just gonna decide on it? In the past,
How have they done it in the past?
yeah,
I
they've
think the select board has gone to the person's
gone to the person's
residence.
Okay, yeah, I would like to do that. So I would entertain a motion, do we?
Nominate, is that what you do, or
Do we what?
do you nominate or
Jeremy
just
said award.
award?
Award, yeah.
When I talked to him, he said award sounds better than anything else, so.
Yeah, and then if you guys could set up a time for us. So I'd entertain a motion to award the Boston cane to our oldest resident, Dorothy Jackson, who is 100.
Yes. She'll be 101 in November.
Oh.
Oh, it's almost 101. Should we wait?
Yeah.
You do it on her birthday?
Oh, that's an idea. That is a good idea.
That would be fun, yes.
Huh?
Say that.
Hate your family.
Well, you know, one of the ones they wanted to give it to before wouldn't take it because he said everyone who takes it dies. I make a motion that we award Boston cane to the oldest resident that we know of, Dorothy Jackson, was 100.
I second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes 2-0. Discuss the fee schedule for the demo debris. This is primarily John's area. And there
We're
were,
gonna table that.
yeah.
I make a motion that we table that for the next meeting.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All those in favor? All right, accept Moira Paddock. Moira Paddock's resignation from as an alternate from the planning board. I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we accept Maria Paddock's resignation from as an alternate for the planning board.
I'll second that, and I just want to confirm for anybody who's watching the trials and tribulations of the planning board, that she resigned because she's got too many other things in the fire.
That's true.
Yes. So. All right, any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes 2-0. And thank you for what you did.
Yes.
Consider approval of the 24 FY audit. I think we have the most current one. I only have one question. What does it say the surplus is? Because I have 3 different figures, but
Honestly, Jeff, I don't know.
it's either 426,000 or 796,000. Or it could be 532,000, depending on where you look.
Oh, that's interesting. Usually she has a line that says.
Yeah, and that's what I looked for, I didn't see it. I think it's in the financial highlights of that amount, 796,990 was considered unrestricted. Um, I'm not sure if that's really the same number we usually talk about. Yeah, because on the very next page, she says the total unassigned fund balance for the general fund was $426,904, which represents 6.4% of the total general fund expenditures, and that's normally what you're concerned about. So I think it's 426,904.
That sounds more like a number to me than the 796.
Which explains why we were having trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, 426,904 is what I'm gonna use in the future,
Okay.
or whatever it was.
I can confirm that with her.
That was the lowest of the numbers that you saw.
And it was the
Yeah.
lowest of the numbers, so we might as well start low.
Yeah.
So I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the 24 fiscal year audit.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? Any comments from the treasurer?
No.
All those in favor? Is there a letter we need to sign with this?
You already
We already
signed.
signed.
That's what I was,
Letter, yeah.
okay, all right, so we're,
Yeah,
all
we
we
just
need to
have,
do
we
is-
just have to let her know that you approved it, and then she can send you final your card.
Illegal deposit of trash at the town landing. It sounds like that's been taken care of.
As far as I know, he hasn't seen it since, so I'm hoping that was it, or he must be gone for a long time. He might be coming back, I'm not sure, but as of right now, since I've called, it's been no more trash there.
Okay. And just for those folks that don't know, the town landing's got a couple of trash cans, trash barrels out there. It is for the convenience of the people who use the town landing. It is not for people to take their trash from home and deposit it in big trash bags next to it. And just so you know, we have a very sleuthful garbage man, and he will go through it and find out who did it and will track you down, just like we did with this one.
This sounds like a TV show.
It was fun.
Good. Discussion of the FY tax bills. And I asked to have this put on the agenda because I had half a dozen different people that asked me why the tax bills were so high. And they all assumed that it had, as a direct result of the fact that we increased everybody's valuation this time by, what do we do, 30% this time. We did it last year, we increased it 15 and 10 the year prior. But so I did up some charts and I used these charts for a couple of people that actually came over to my house to get a better understanding of what happened. And so this is, this is 2026 with the increase in your value. So if last year your value was 200,000, this year your value is 260,000. From that, I took out the homestead exemption and the veterans exemption. And those were 25,000 and 6,000. And so your bill for that property would be $2,512, which would have been an increase over last year of about $315. Okay. If you didn't have any exemptions, then it would have been $2,852. But the pie chart also shows where your money went. So you can see that the taxes are directly related to what the town approves at town meeting, what the county assesses us for their fee. But the biggest part, you can see, I think it's 63% is from the schools. And that went up 10% this year. So it's no surprise that everybody's tax bills went up about 10%. Because the primary driver is the school. Can you show that next word? So this is if we hadn't increased your valuation. So it had been a $200,000 property, no increase in the valuation. And you can see that your tax bill, and this assumes again that you have a homestead and a veteran exemption, is $2,543, which if you remember from the previous chart, it was $512. So it's an increase of $31 if we left it the same. We left your valuation at 200,000. And the reason for that is that the amount that you get for the exemption for both of those, homestead and the veterans, the homestead dropped from 25,000 to 17,500. And the veterans dropped from 6,000 to 4,200. And so your tax bill actually would be larger for those people who do exemptions than if we had raised your tax bill or your valuation. And the reason we do this is because the state tells us what they think our valuation is. They compare it to what we think it is. And if we're within 9%, then we can keep the valuation, we can keep the homestead exemption and veterans exemption exactly the same. But if we're not, it's gonna be whatever that difference is. And this year it was 70%. There was 30% difference. Which is why we've been doing it the last 3 years. So raising everybody's valuation is primarily for those people who have homestead exemptions and a veterans exemption, which are the bulk of the folks that need any tax relief. So I think we would be doing a disservice to those folks if we didn't do that. So we're getting ready to talk about the reeval that we're going to do. And it's a direct result of this. If there's two reasons for doing a reeval. One is you're so far off from what the state has that you need to do a correction. The other is if you have some properties in town that are undervalued and others that are overvalued. So the difference between what they call it the quality indicator means that some people are getting away with more than other people, being taxed unfairly. So we end up having to do a reeval in that case. In our case, the reason we were able to raise everybody the same amount is because those two numbers are pretty much the same, pretty close to being, the quality indicator is pretty good. So we weren't forced to do it because of that. We felt forced to do it because 2 years ago, we put a 10% increase. Last year we did a 15 and this year we did a 30. And the problem with that is that now we're doing increases on increases, so percentages on percentages. So, and our assessor's agent has to physically manually go in to change those properties, which leaves a whole lot of room for error. So we would like to get away from having to do that Band-Aid fix every year. Having said that, the reeval that we're going to, that's starting right now as we speak, won't be done for next year. It'll be done for the following year. So next year, we may very well be in this boat again. And our assessor's agent has recommended that we not do a Band-Aid next year. So I suspect that we won't do a Band-Aid next year. The board hasn't looked at the numbers. We haven't seen what the numbers are. But I suspect we won't do a Band-Aid, which means the people that are gonna get hurt by it are the people with a homestead exemption. So that difference of $31 for $200,000 property would be what would end up happening. We just left it the same. Any questions?
Are those slides available? Does Hannah have the printouts that we could
Yes.
kind of use? Because we have people coming in and ask the questions and.
Yeah.
We've been able to explain it like you've explained it, but visual sometimes.
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, that's two of them that I talked to. I explained it over the phone. They didn't understand.
Yeah.
So they came over to the house, and when I showed it to them, they got the two main points. One is increasing the valuation did not impact their taxes, in fact, it helped them. And the primary driver is the school. The school budget is the primary driver. So those are the two main points.
And part of the reason we got such a big increase from them was the increase in our sales of property, right?
Right.
Our property valuations went up
Yeah.
so much,
Yeah, that's exactly.
according to the state.
Would you want to put that on the website? So people could just download it themselves or?
Yeah. Can we do that? Yeah, that's good. That's good by me. Okay. And before we go to Sandra, the next thing on the item is the letter from RCS Assessments. And they're the ones that are doing our reeval. And they're getting ready to send out an informational sheet to everybody in the town. I suspect are they gonna mail it or just send it out on list short?
I assume it would
I think
mail.
they-
I would think so.
Do it to everyone otherwise.
And it points out in here that the last reeval was done in 2005. So they like to see 10 years. So we're at 20.
It's not a round number.
And just for those who don't know, the reason we were able to get away with it for so long, up until the last few years, it was two reasons. One, we had at one time an assessor's agent who was doing mini reevals all over town almost every day. It was a big part of what he was doing. And so we kept up with what the state. The other was that the sales in town weren't as drastic or as outlandish as they've been for the last 5 years. And they used previous 2 years of data. So we're still seeing it, so.
Right.
And it is odd that typically you see the difference between waterfront and non-waterfront is what creates the dichotomy, the problem. In this data we're looking at, non-waterfront seems to be seems to be of more value relatively. So that's an interesting thing that's happened in the last few years, and I can only guess what causes that. But I think part of it is most of the waterfront is already owned and isn't for sale. There's not very many waterfront properties that have sold in the last 5 years. And people from away have been buying property, sight unseen. Yeah. And actually paying more than asking price for non-waterfront properties. And so that's skyrocketed those values. So it's time for us to do a reeval. And I think this information sheet is good. There were a couple of corrections that I wanted to get. Did you see that? I know. I'll send them back to you.
Okay.
And so you should be seeing it in the mail. But the other point of this is you will start seeing their agents and their people out and about. You do not have to let them in, but there's two reasons you want to. One is it can only help you if they see what's actually there. But the other is if they don't, if you don't let them in, they're gonna make assumptions about what's inside the house. And that may or may not work to your advantage. So I would recommend that everybody lets them in. I think they've even got an alternative here. I'm not sure how that
Yeah,
works.
this survey says.
Yeah, that you can, and this has a scan QR code that takes you to a website and you can do a survey on the interior of your house. And so they may not have to go into it.
Or to be able to send in photos, maybe.
But,
And see what happens.
but I would recommend going to that site and seeing if you can put your input in. That'll help them and make the job quicker for them. And it may mean they don't have to come in. But they all should have some kind of badging to let you know that they are in fact an agent of the town doing the reval. It's gonna take them, they're gonna start this fall and go through next summer. And then have all of that information ready for the next year. Be done by April 27th.
April.
Yeah. Okay, and do we need to approve this?
Yeah.
I would
I make a motion that we approve the reeval informational letter, is that what you would call it?
Yeah. With the edits.
With the edits that you suggested.
Yep. I'll second that. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Okay. All right, Sandra. You're
I lost
on.
track of time. But at least you weren't quite done. I realize you may not wanna do anything, take any action, but I thought I'd be here to answer questions if you have any about the stuff I sent yesterday.
I'm pretty comfortable with it, but I agree with you, I think it would be better for us if we do one special town meeting to do both of the items, once we get the other part worked out.
Right. And stepping back to working out that other part about what exactly we're going to allow in the way of public access. That needs some very close, careful
Right,
consideration about what we want to let ourselves in for.
right. Yes, yeah, I mean, public, just like at the public landing, we allow public access.
Oh, so we've got.
But there are some restrictions to it, and we can put restrictions on people who come in.
Oh, absolutely.
So I don't see a problem with that. I think the key is that it's public access, so it's not just for the residents of town of South Thomaston. It means anybody from anywhere can come and visit. And that's typical of most of those grants that they require that.
Well, I was picturing John saying, oh, just tell him to forget the money. That's just one bridge too far.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. So. That was it.
Okay,
Any others, if you wanna hold on. Timing is not crucial on the two things you've got.
yeah, that would be my
The one thing
preference.
that's crucial is getting the Smith language. Be sure you're comfortable with it. So I can catch Jeff Smith and get him to sign. That's the tricky bit.
Yeah,
He
I'm comfortable.
travels a lot.
Yeah, I am comfortable with it, and, did you get a chance, you've seen it?
The deed,
Yeah, the changes to the deed, that's
Yeah.
what you're just, that, so,
yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
all right, good. Well, thank you, Sandra, for everything you're doing down there,
Yeah.
up
thank you,
there,
Sandra.
over there,
Can I ask you a non-germane question?
sure.
I haven't seen any notes on the ordinance review committee meetings.
Yeah, it's on my agenda for tomorrow morning.
And I can add bits, but I hope not to have to do the whole thing.
No, I'll I'll start it and you can work on it. Correct it, update it, fix it. Thank you. All right, settlement and recommitment of taxes. So. We are.
Yeah.
Oh, don't have it.
It was in your second one. Second pack, maybe. That's it.
Oh, this one right here. Yeah, okay, good. All right, so and what we're doing with this is we are shifting back to Terry, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, I've got two of them with different numbers.
There was one that was in the packet, and then the one I gave you today is the updated version.
Okay, so what's the updated number? So I can throw the other one.
Let me give you the.
Should be this one.
48, so this is.
There's the 48 is the good one?
This is
45.9.
5 million.
Yes, okay. So this one is. I know that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I entertain a motion to authorize the select board to sign. Certificate of recommitment. You need any special language, or anything?
I don't
Okay.
think so, unless you wanna see all of the years you're putting back to it.
All right, I second that. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Okay.
Also have to sign the settlement sheets.
Of course.
We're settling.
Yeah, well, this is the signed one. This is
Okay.
the one that should be signed.
All right,
That was just a copy.
all right, it's in the
In the
signature.
signature file.
Monthly reports from the CEO and one from the treasurer. And as usual.
Great CEO note.
Yeah. And donations. It looks like we have, several. Okay, I'd entertain motions.
Great, where's my thing with notes on that? I'm working on the other one. Oh, here we go. You want them all at once, or you want them all separate?
Let's go ahead and do them separate so that we can recognize.
I make a motion that we accept $100 donation from John and Leslie Spear for the Forest Preserve.
I second that. All those in favor? Thank you, John and Leslie.
Yeah. Make a motion that we accept $2,000 from Sandra and Andrew Wallace for the Forest Preserve.
I second that. All those in favor? Thank you, Sandra. You left.
Yeah. Running that here before we did that. I make a motion that we accept $7 from Carla White for the Forest Preserve.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Thank you, Carla. I make a motion we accept $100 from David Sleeper for the ambulance department.
I'll second that. All those in favor? Dave, thank you, David.
I make a motion that we accept $100 from Nancy and Mike Wood for the fire department.
I'll second that too. All those in favor? Thank you, Woods.
I make a motion to accept $100 from Walter and Barbara Reeds for the fire department.
Second. All those in favor? I'll add one more. Is that the letter from Kathy? So,
Yeah, that's the correspondence. I wasn't sure what we wanted to do with that. So, oh, that was in the second one.
do I?
Do I have it?
And Catherine learn,
Yeah.
they're right here.
Yeah.
And we don't need to approve this, but we do want to express our gratitude to Catherine Lum, for, she made a grant to the Georges River Land Trust of $1,000 with a provision that it be used to offset the town's required share of the help that the Georges River Land Trust is giving us for the forest preserve. So it's gonna save the town probably about $920. So once again, thank you, Catherine.
Yes, thank you, Catherine.
And do we have anything else before we set our next meetings?
Got 3 on the books.
Yeah, and I think I would rather,
You wanna wait until the next meeting?
yeah. Maybe give John a chance to weigh in.
Okay.
Sometime in the next few meetings, we do need to hold a public hearing for the general assistance ordinance to be amended.
Oh, okay.
So whenever you guys choose,
We need to do that.
I think so, yeah,
You can do it at the next,
right.
at the meeting on September 23rd, just before the meeting.
Okay. Yeah, let's plan with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wanna do it like at, 5:30? Or
Generally, we just.
Just- it's just a few
O'clock,
minutes.
Yeah.
So if somebody
Yeah.
Okay.
has any questions and it's approved and.
Yeah.
the
Okay.
state's happy and.
All right, sounds good.
6 o'clock on the 23rd. Right, last chance. Going, gone. Without objection, we are adjourned at 6:55.
I think that was a record breaking.
I
I
tried.
know, with all that stuff. I think
60
it's gonna last a long time.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
It goes fast when people are ready.